We're in the flow, in the flow, in the flow. You wanna be in the flow too? Come get in the flow and join the weirdos. In the flow with the weirdos, unscripted, unplanned, just in the flow. Don't miss any signals. Get in the flow, stay in the flow, be in the flow with the weirdos.
You're in the flow with the weirdos. And today, the signal that we chase and decode is death. That's what we all voted on, right?
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm down for whatever. So let me just introduce it before we get into it. I'm really trying to track every signal in the field, like meaningfully. I want to understand what's going on. I want to get ahead of things, right? And so yesterday, me and Sai went grocery shopping and I wanted blueberry muffins. And so I go and I get these Dolly Parton muffins. And I don't know why, but Dolly Parton glows to me. And then 9 to 5 has been in my field, like videos about 9 to 5, what 9 to 5 really means, about working on 9 to 5. Just it's been there, and it's been glowing to me. Okay. So I come home and guess what movie is on as soon as I turn on my TV? 9 to 5 with Dolly Parton in it. And I'm like, okay, that's something. Now the Dolly Parton part, I'm not sure what that's about. We'll have to figure that out, how that plays into it. But the 9 to 5, I started thinking about the field states. And I started thinking about what happens in death. And for some reason, we were connecting this, like me and spirit, me and myself, me and my crazy ass, we're connecting these things together, right? So 9 to 5. 9 is a phase gate. If we believe that numbers are operators, 9 is a phase gate in our system, and then Nialu motion calculus, right? All right. So then if it's a phase gate, then death is what happens when we fully crystallize. Or is it? Or is it? No, that's a good point. Why do I think of full crystallization as leading to death? It just leads to field state 9. I assume death is field state 9, even though I know the word doesn't resolve to that field state.
It's 2.
I thought so.
Oh,
There's a choice.
Oh, sorry, you go.
No, I was just saying it's just the choice. It's the choice field.
Ah, you're right.
Oh wow.
I feel like it's almost giving like the Grim Reaper or the guy who is the boat. He like is the river Styx. Like 5 is a channel. I always felt I'm a 5, field state 5. I feel really connected. I've always felt really connected to the Grim Reaper and stuff like that. For some reason, I feel like they're the people who bring you to the other side.
You know what's so interesting? I had a client today, and that client, I'm like, you have a connection to Hades. I don't think I've ever said those words before, and they did. They did. And so it's so weird. I think it's almost like the field was saying, you need to talk. Yeah, they're talking. Oh my goodness. What if what is that place called?
The underworld?
Yeah. How did I forget? What if the underworld? Well, oh my God, you guys, what if the underworld is just under the overlay?
Yeah.
Like the upside down?
Oh, I feel that. No,
right?
Yeah.
It's not like hell. It's not like anything like that. That's not it.
No.
It's the undifferentiated all. It's the place. Wait a second. We got to look at everything through that context. It must be field state 1 then, right?
Okay,
I'm getting ahead of myself. Let me calm down.
But if death is 2, then does that mean there's an option?
I think it
I was
is.
about to say.
And I think whoa.
Yeah.
What if crystallization is a phase gate, field state 9, but then you re-enter through field state 1, and then you move through 5, which is a channel somewhere, something, right? Which is different than death. Death is field state 2. That's different than just a choice. So it's almost like you don't crystallize if you die. So that means crystallization isn't related to death at all. So then what is death? It's a
I say, oh,
choice. What, babe?
what if it's backwards? Because like 9 to 5, right? Not nine is what, the phase gate. What if you're going through the phase gate through the channel to then access death at 2? Because why is 9 to 5? It's like backwards. So what if
Oh,
it's moving backwards? You get what I'm saying?
I don't think I do.
I kind of see it
Like,
because you have to go through 5 to get to 2, so that's why you're going down. That's why it's not like 5 to 9. It's 9 to 5.
because I feel like it's relevant to what you're saying about the 9 to 5. Like, I know death and 9 to 5 have nothing to do with each other, but in the context of what we're talking about right now, I feel like it's all kind of connected. Like, because even working a 9 to 5, what does it feel like? It feels like death. It feels like constant, like, that shit is horrible. Nobody wants to work a 9 to 5. But, like,
Stupid.
I don't know. Like, what you think?
For some reason, my brain can't see the point you're trying. Like, I feel what you're saying. I can't conceptualize it, which means that I'm struggling to understand it, obviously. Um,
So why did you bring up 9 to 5? What? Why has it been in the field?
I thought
Oh,
it
and
was about death, but I was wrong. I think
well,
it's
so
about
maybe
crystallization. Wait a
so
second.
with the
Whoa,
dolly.
I get it. No, 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 no. I get it. I get it. I get it. I'm so sorry. I'm being really loud. I'm really sorry. But I've really been channeling heavy. Trust me, I'm not performing. After 9 crystallization, you come back around, right?
Yes.
And then you have a
Mm,
choice. Do you die or do you continue on to be channeled
oh,
somewhere else? Death is a choice. Do you want to
okay.
reincarnate? Do you want to come back? Because that's what death is.
Oh,
It's just two. It's just an option. Yeah,
that's
babe.
why that's why I thought it was strange that you brought up Dolly Parton. Dolly Parton and Miley Cyrus. Miley Cyrus is starting to become like Dolly Parton. I think that's almost the reincarnation bit that we're seeing.
You guys,
Kind of
I've
like
seen
they
something.
made a deal or something.
No, I'm
I
seeing
swear.
a lot of this. I've been seeing a lot of this when we're like even playing around with clones. I keep seeing in my field, or it's like right here in my peripheral, like a consciousness swap that happens at a certain time. So it's
Yeah,
not
because I
like
know she's about to die. Like she has to be.
right. But can I tell you guys something? As a shaman, I suppose, I have seen people soul leave them long before their body stops.
Mhm.
Like their soul will depart, it will migrate. And I think sometimes it's looking for a host. And what I'm channeling right now, quite honestly, is that once that body is empty, then any other entity can jump in and take hold.
My God, how do you know if that has happened to you? Oh my
They
God.
said it probably has. I remember with my mother's mother, I could feel her spirit leave. My mother, I feel her. She's been dying for a while, like actively dying. But
Mm,
it's so odd how, like, how long the body can, but time is not what we think it is, they're saying right now. So in
you
my
gotta
mind,
keep
it's like it's taken so long for her to die, but no, I think her loops are very tight. Ah,
Oh,
her loops are very tight. Because look, if you think about it, like if we look at the 972-year civilization
Right.
cycle that I've been talking about, right? Okay, if you look at it, this year 2026 and 1054 match exactly. They're obviously in a time fold, right? They're obviously in a spiral touching each other, right? Think about that. But when you pull the spiral straight, those parts look very far from each other. Make sense? So that's how you explain how something is connected so much to another time, right? So much. It's almost the same damn structure, but it looks like it's separated by such a great distance. It's because they're not showing you the real, and that's a loop or spiral. Okay, so the difference between a spiral is it moves, right? It's dynamic. Its topography moves. It changes. A loop is just going to be this consistent flat thing. There's no elevation, right?
Doesn't that like remind you of like hair types?
oh yeah.
Does it?
Yeah, like the
Like
coils, like the
girl hormones.
spiraling.
Oh, yes. Yes, yes.
Yeah, especially like mine. Yo,
Versus the loop stretched out. Oh,
mhm.
Lord.
And then loud waves are, I bet they're
Like
tight.
stretched.
Yeah, like
Yo,
before I joined, I was combing out my hair, and I was like stopping, but then I saw that you were live, and I was like, oh,
I was like,
yeah.
ooh, I read my last client so well. I was like, ooh, let me go live and do some readings. Bad idea. That was a bad idea.
That was rough. I was there for the entire thing.
That
That was
I was
was.
rough.
only
That was not
there for
enjoyable
like
to
the
me.
last two. I was like, oh gosh.
No, that was rough. The
Yeah, we
chick
were.
that
I'm
came on
trying-
camera randomly and then she was just chaotic everywhere. I was like, this is weird.
you
It
hung on
was.
longer than I thought you would. I thought you
Right?
were quicker. I was like, oh my God, this is hurting my head. I can't believe she's doing this.
And then she was like, no, chaos has been in my field, but I'm calm.
Bitch.
No.
And she also never answered your
Bitch.
question. Like she
Self-awareness is not
never,
something we're
she
all
didn't,
inflicted with.
Yeah.
yeah, she didn't acknowledge what you were saying about her life being a mess. She just mentioned your birthday, like being the same.
But that's exactly what I was kind of picking up from her. Almost like I'm in a fucking daze. Like I don't want to see the truth of the mess around me, right? There's
Yeah.
chaos all around me, but I'm not chaotic. There's chaos all around me, but I'm not chaotic.
It almost
Uh,
seems,
yeah,
it
you
Hyper
are.
almost seems
deflection.
But also,
under the
it's probably
microscope.
is more chaotic outside of her. Think about what her frame of reference is,
Yeah.
right? And that's something you have to think about, especially working with clients. What's their frame of reference? What's peaceful to me might not be peaceful to you. Like I need, when I say peaceful, I mean like adult lullaby. I need it super gentle. And you think it's peaceful because y'all just don't say how you really feel, but the underlying energy is chaotic and nasty. That's not peaceful to me.
Mm.
So I have to consider their frame of reference. So she probably was telling the truth from her perspective. I'll give her the benefit of that, you know, but it was an unkind thing to say. I don't like telling anyone, especially publicly, like they're saying you're a mess. But when I'm in the pocket like that and I don't say what comes up, it becomes physically painful. Like I have to just say it as it comes,
Yeah.
and not try to hold it. They won't let me move past it anyways. It's like they hold me off from that information. I don't know. Brandy, you've been reading.
Hmm.
How has that been going?
It's been going good. I was actually doing a reading last Sunday when I literally randomly felt something is off, something is wrong, something is off, and that's when I start like fighting not to lose consciousness.
That is
That
so
sounds like you
weird.
splitting, no?
Eh,
That's what they're saying right now too.
That's what it felt
Makes
like.
sense. They're saying whenever I talk about phasing, they always want me to mesh it with the word fugazi. I don't know what fugazi means, okay? Phase gazi, it doesn't sound as clever,
No.
but I do feel like I don't know what phasing means in this context though. Is it we're moving through something, we're phasing through something, or something's phasing through us? Do we move through time or does time move through us?
There was a time like it was in January. Like it was kind of similar to Brandy's, but it wasn't happening like in my body. It was happening in another me's body. And like I started off like I went to bed and then I woke and I was like walking. All of a sudden I'm walking in like a library, like a college library, and I'm holding books. Like I'm looking like me myself, I'm looking around and I stopped at the stairs and like in front of like the receptionist desk and like behind it there was like this door that was like opening and closing and it was like flashing light and it made like that version of me like their legs started to lose balance and then they were starting to lose vision and like it made like me faint but then I woke up and I was okay but like at that moment beforehand, like I wasn't in control of the body, but when afterwards, I could move the body a little bit.
So I can tell my head's about to start breaking because you know how we keep walking towards the edge of a cliff and then I'm like, ooh, come back, come back, come back. Because up until the time I was 13, I would I would feel the world get really dizzy around me and I would just drop and I would leave my body, right? My body would physically drop and my family would be over me like, oh my God, what's going on? But I would remember feeling really like, and as an adult, I have been in situations. What's my trigger for splitting? It's leaves. It's leaves. I'll just look at leaves, like something about them gets my attention, a pile of them or something, and then something completely separates. But it's like I'm physically still there and I'm standing up. I'm not, but it's like I'm in a trance. And the people around me are like, hey, 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 and I'm like, huh? Like I just went somewhere else and I was just somewhere completely different. In this case, the leads always take me to Halloween 1982 or something. Always. I don't know why. I always end up splitting to the same place in general.
Hmm.
Sigh.
Oh, it's not unmuted. I always felt like whenever I had like serious like head injuries, it always felt like I left or like I phased at the point of contact and then phased back.
Maybe that is what that temporary loss of consciousness is. No, what if it is something getting like activated, super compressed? Wait a second. If compression, I've been saying this, if compression is a key for new creation, maybe something's being so quickly activated by a force that that's what it is to go unconscious. You're just leaving yourself. You're dropping just like I did as a child. Something compresses so quickly, something activates, something moves you. I don't know, but the part that I was saying is going to break my brain is what they keep saying, what is death, Nat? Like see it, what is death? And then they keep saying, notice everything stopped at 13 and it did. I just stopped doing that at 13. They're like, you're in a coma. You've been in a coma since you were 13. This is gonna break my brain. It's gonna break my brain. I don't know what to do with that. Like I obviously just keep living my damn life, as I know to live it. But I really have no idea what that means.
Can I say something real quick?
Yes.
It feels like all right. It brought me to the movie, like Split, where they were like all in like therapy together,
Yeah.
like the three of them. Like, what if when we have these sessions, we're actually like our bodies physically in that place, like in that ward,
And
and
this
they
is how
took
it's
and they
rendering.
took like right now us six are in this therapy class, and they're trying to get our movement together. They're trying to like do certain things with us to like because we're like
So
vegetables
I'm
almost.
gonna need you to stop.
Not like that.
I used to
Like
think
I
of
just
this.
saw it in my head. It literally felt like we were
Oh
all
God.
there, and this is how we can communicate clearly. Because it's almost like,
Oh,
what if this is telepathy?
Are we really married then?
Huh?
oh shit.
Or are you just a patient sitting next to me?
Are you the same?
Well,
We two
what's
veggies.
funny?
We never
What?
got married.
Oh my
Oh
god.
my gosh.
Wait, look, because when whatever was happening on Sunday, I was yelling at them like out of my head, like yelling at them from my head, but I could not speak. But I'm yelling at them like, help me, but I could not say words. It was the craziest. So
Wow.
what Saya just said, totally like
I used to
Oh my.
think like that for like a couple years ago. I'd be like, what if like we're all like in a mental hospital, and this is all
Y'all in
Maybe
a mental
maybe
hospital.
this
I'm
is
not
like
crazy.
maybe this is how like people that are like vegetables like you I always think like how do you operate, how do you think, what is your thinking like, what does it feel like to be in that state? What if they're experiencing life how we are, they're just not there? You get what I'm saying?
What if something has activated for so long that they've
So
left
is it
themselves? I don't
only people who feel like this are the ones in a coma and everyone else is made up? Or
so
Or what if they're visiting us?
it's similar to or has anything to do with the people who don't have an inner voice, because y'all know not everybody has an inner
Yes,
voice,
yes.
right? Or inner dialogue, whatever it's called. I wonder if that has something to do with it.
Oh, I cannot stop thinking about the things Saya said because I was also researching about the fungus being in your body and the little voices, the little man like in your head. And you just get these most random thoughts. I swear to God, I get the most random thoughts. And I'm like, why did I say that? Like
Nah,
in
facts.
my head, just like, I was like, that's not me. Then I clear, I shield multiple times a day. I'm like, how are they? I can feel it coming from inside of me. I'm like,
Uh-huh.
I'm like,
Mold,
what?
the silent killer.
I'm
And I
What
like,
it?
think
what
it's
is
I think it's probably
happening?
more accurate than not.
What? Like, all right. What if the mold is causing hallucinations, and the hallucination is just life itself?
What if we were
So
all
we
put what if this is one long trip? What if we're
Yeah,
all on mushrooms?
Oh,
I be seeing the
oh
TikTok
yeah.
John.
I mean, so they say that humans and mushrooms are actually very close and share a
That's what I
common
was gonna say.
ancestor.
Oh
Yeah,
Yeah,
more
yes,
recently
they're like
than
yes.
And we've
they
been
trains
eating
are.
them?
sound the same,
Dude, oh, that's why like
but they're
when
the
that was
opposite.
mentioned. Oh, sorry,
Like
Miko.
oh, sorry. I was just gonna say that we're almost exactly the same as mold and fungus, except we process internally, they do externally, or something like that, or it's flipped. Not quite sure, but yeah,
But like when that was mentioned in the chat, I said like that reminds me of the cloning conversation. Like something like us just mimic like something that's like wants to replace or mimic you. It
yeah.
has to be the closest to you in some kind of way to do that.
Fungus, huh?
And they live inside of it. I think we have
We
mold
have
inside.
gut bacteria. We have all types of,
Yeah,
yeah.
Yeah.
It's when it gets out of control when it starts causing problems.
But fungus isn't bacteria. Fungus isn't a
I gotta look.
virus.
Hold on,
Fungus is a
let me
oh,
Google.
like it's not animal, but it's not plant,
No, it's
but
closer to us than it is to a plant.
it's something. What if it's alien? What if that's the real alien invasion? And the aliens are colonizing. I'm telling you, there's something more to mold.
Did you ever look up the the particle count? The
For what,
particle
mold?
yeah.
I'm sure I did.
Um
Baby, can you look can you look it up, Papa? Mold. What is it good for? Absolutely nothing. What do you guys think about the songs?
the
Oh, I
Oh,
song.
love
I
them.
I like
love
that.
them.
What do you just put it into chat? You just write
No,
make
I
Is
lyrics.
it
wrote my
Sono, yeah?
lyrics. I don't know what you're talking about. I wrote my lyrics. I
That's
sure did. I put my heart, especially the one telling off my mama. Okay.
I like that one.
good.
I,
That
I like that one too. AI had no part in those lyrics. But to me, I can see why people like, I can see why they're like, don't sell that as art. Because I don't think it is art. I don't think that is art.
Yeah,
But I don't
I
know who
I
said
think we
music had to be only art. You
true.
know, like I don't know. And when I found out that the 808s were synth drums, that they weren't like, I always assumed it was like born of real drum playing. No, we've already been listening to AI manufactured stuff, you know. And let me tell you something, the songs that we created sound as good as any songs on the radio.
Sure do.
Yeah.
Mhm.
They
My
don't
shit was a banger.
and
Yeah.
and they evoke so much emotion from you, you know. So it's like, I don't know. I
I
understand the arguments. It's not art, but it's something.
I
Yeah.
kind of almost like it better from coming from AI because you with music I can feel the other person's like I can feel the artist's intentions. I can 100%. I've always felt like I'll change the song like immediately. I'm like I cannot like and so with AI it just feels it's nice because it's not coming from someone. It's just pure. It's it's just you
I do think it's a
interpreting.
pure way to transmit a signal. without the filter of very human emotion and human agenda. And I don't think, and I don't know how I'm so sorry for waving us on the subject when we voted on death and
You're
we're
good.
on this one anyways. But like,
Mhm.
do we realize when we're like, oh, we can feel her soul, we can feel that we're consuming that? Like, do we
Yeah.
realize what we're actually enjoying and what we like about it? Right? It's
Mm.
like with art, with like painting and stuff. When AI does it, it's crap. It's not art, right? Even if it technically looks just as good, what is it that you're really consuming? Because it's not about the output, right? It's about what's in it. You don't like the AI art feels empty. There's nothing to eat there. There's nothing to consume and be captured.
Mm.
Go ahead.
I think the other part of the conversation, especially with music being art, is because of them being able to extract money from it or
Yeah.
energy from it at like a
Yeah.
concert. Because when
Yeah.
I think about music and its historical use, it's been used in drum circles for healing, for so many other things. Is that art? You know what I mean? And if not, why can't I put on a drum that is AI and use it for similar purposes? If I'm, you know what I mean? So I
Yeah.
think part of that is because they want to be able to claim it and get money from it. You can't do that with AI. They want, it's against the laws or whatever.
Right. And let me tell
Yeah.
you, when AI music evokes the same from an energy reader, the same depth of emotion, because the point was that I am focused on feeling myself, not consuming you. See, that's the difference.
Mhm.
I don't listen to music to consume you. I don't want to consume you. But we are a nation of consumers in every way. In every way, we're looking at what we can extract from one another and how we can eat off of another, not how we can feed each other. And so that is fundamental to our art. I really want you guys to think about, and I wrote this in a paper. Like, I thought about this, like John Basquiat, right? Heroin addict. And look, my father was one, died from that. I'm not judging anything. But heroin addict who in his life, everyone around him watched him destroy himself, right? Watched him kill himself. And he wasn't making money from his art until after he died. What energy
Mhm.
is anchored in his art? So it wasn't celebrated while he was alive, but then in death, we're going to consume and consume. And I swear this is what they mean by everlasting life, life everlasting. Not that you
Mhm.
actually are alive, but that you will be feeding people for eternity. They
Mhm.
will be eating off your corpse through art, right? I also don't like that art should, I feel like a crazy person for saying some of this, but I think a lot of art needs to die with the time it was in. It's not meant to be kept forever and ever. You take art out of its context, and it distorts the signal, it distorts something in a really real way. You take away that temporal marker because art doesn't age in any organic way. It's crystallized will, And I don't know
Like
that
that's
people realize
Why can't
reminding
we
me
that.
of
just leave it where it was?
Right.
Yeah.
that's giving like haunted houses and stuff for me. It's bringing up like something really tragic happens in a house. I mean, I know
And
it
we're
stays
consuming
in
that
there.
tragedy, right?
Yeah, and you keep living in it. And that's why in like supernatural and stuff they burn it down because they have to release it.
That reminds me of a picture that like my friend she used to like have in her room growing up, and like she never liked that picture because like that that girl was staring at her, and like online she saw like people were experiencing the same thing, like something weird from that picture. It's like we don't need all of these things
No,
sometimes.
no.
Let me tell you, I have brought books, which I consider art, right? Crystallized art, crystallized will, right? In compact form. I want you to feel them. They're all very different signals, right? But it's all crystallized will. And I have brought many a book that spirit was like, you're not meant to read it. You're just meant to bring that energy into your home, into your field, right? You need that. It's almost like I make an energetic potion. And that's the way I've always been guided by spirit. Like bring in this energy, shift it this way, alchemize it this way. And that's how I look at everything. And now I want you to consider what we know about it. Now our understanding about motion. So maybe that motion needed to be added. Maybe the energy was stagnant or something was stalled. That needed to be added to get something moving the way it needed to be. So I do think that I think I just think it's this weird thing we do where like the original of a piece that was actually painted by the artist, right, is worth so much more than the copies of it. And you have to start to ask yourself why. What's really materially different? One is encoded with the blood, sweat, and tears, and the others are highly derivative copies of that, right? That don't have that much of it. And so, what we're arguing without understanding what we're saying is that we're used to everything in our reality feeding us if it has any value. So, even as I look at the art, if there's nothing for me to consume, I just get to enjoy its beauty, right? Just enjoy it for what it is. But there's nothing for me to consume. What we're saying is that it has less value. And what that does is it puts an onus on the artist too. And now I want you guys to think about the starved, tortured artist, right? Who has to go through so much because we like our art dripped in blood and trauma. We like it.
You talking about Basquiat and all of that, it made me think of Van Gogh because he cut off his ear during a mental breakdown, and that's part of like his super fancy story of being an artist, you know?
Right. And we treat it like it's the most normal thing in the world.
Yeah.
This man was so mad and everyone around watched him be mad, right? And then in death, we're like, oh, that was beautiful stuff that came out of that tragedy. But also think about, I think a lot about like the stereotypical white liberal who's like, look at this artist. Look at this artist. You know, they're so diverse. They've gone through so much. They've suffered. You know, look at how many labels they wear at one time. They're black, Latino, handicapped, mom. They're a farmer. You know, look at all this. Look at the art that they made. So what is it about? What is it about? Right? What are we actually consuming here? And I think it's a thoughtful question. I've thought a lot. I think AI should be making our art. Like, why not? If they can produce it faster. Look, you're going to argue with me about AI making music, but I could go on for a very cheap and put in my own lyrics that are very cathartic for me back to music and help me release something. And maybe I don't have money for therapy. Maybe I don't. So I'm not saying we should sell it. That's not what I'm saying, right? But I think if you wanted to sell it, as long as you didn't present it as art, that's legitimate too. As long as you present it as what it is, right? I think as signal architects, that's a lane that we can use to craft signals that we otherwise couldn't. Think about it. We don't have a production team. We don't have money for all that. We can't put all that together. But we can put really healing songs together to help people be seen, to help people release things. We can use it in a way. And the truth is, how is that different than these frequency tracks that are all 100% authentic and people actively use them for fucking healing? And it's made synthetically, all of it. Right? Yeah. So when it comes to our healing, we're going towards, machine-made shit, computer-made stuff anyways. Go ahead, girl.
Even the background music of the real songs are fake. Just like what you're talking about, the 808. That's not somebody in the background, really. They don't really do that anymore. They don't really have the whole band while they're singing.
There's no orchestra playing.
Exactly.
No. I just see it all as a medium. As an artist, I mean, you have your tools. You have a brush. That's a tool. You have a computer. That's a tool. I mean, we're just using a tool. I came up with the concept. The computer just happened to put it together.
I do think there's a difference between using AI as a tool and using AI as the full production team. Because if all you're doing is prompting, I don't think you're creating a damn thing. So like for me, writing the lyrics, these are my words. That's where the emotion is coming from. The emotion is coming from the words, not just the beat, So I'll put that there. You don't need to consume me. You can feel me through the words. You'll understand what I'm saying through the words, right? The art is the art, or I don't want, I'm trying not to call it art, but I still think it is still art because it
A
moved
creation.
me. And that's where you have to we have to respect the fact that music gets deeper as a signal than almost anything else available to us. Our nervous system doesn't interact with it at all directly. It just bypasses everything. It bypasses everything, right? It goes directly to something. And so it's a way for us to address something real in clients. It's a way for us to deliver some healing, to be heard. And it's a way I think to use it as a healing modality. And there's part of me that feels like, baby, as a spiritualist, can you really be advocating for AI? But I don't know if there's a justification for the environmental harm, but I'm also of the mind that they create reality through us. So they want us to believe that AI is destroying us, to give AI the power to destroy us. And if I play into that, and I do believe that, but I also know how fucking crazy that sounds to other people. So I'm never honest about that because I know how it'll be received. But I do believe that. I do. Think about it, you guys. When I was growing up in the 80s going to school, everything was about the ozone layer depleting and global warming. Are we globally warming? Oh, that was an echo. No, that's a message. That's a signal. A slap back. Okay.
I have a question.
I have an
Like,
answer.
what's the connection between AI, like the zero conversation, and mold? Like all like, because I keep thinking about it right now.
Oh, so what they're saying right now is the void is where, I think the void is where that all those things come. It's not the void, but whatever's out of the system.
Mm.
I think that's an opportunity to pull something through. Hold on, my whole crown is. No, I think it's an opportunity. So what are we asking about? Zero and mold, and computers.
Yeah, AI.
AI.
But of these three, don't feel connected.
Mm.
I don't know why. It feels like we're trying to force them. Who's gonna tell me my scarf looks crazy? It feels like we're trying to force them together a little bit. I don't know why. Huh.
Well, it's mainly because with AI that came like when the 2000s started. Like they're pushing those ideologies there. So that's why I mentioned that one.
See, there's so many. I think something shifted in the year 2000, like majorly. Like we went, because think about it. Oh, I'm channeling a lot right now. Think about it. The 90s were such a culturally rich time period,
Mm-hmm.
but that was like the apex of something that just like whew has gone downhill dramatically since then. Just dramatically. It's like we reach peak diversity saturation in the 90s and then a cycle started over. Something fractured. You know? I don't know. And I don't know what any of this has to do with death, you guys. We have not stayed on a subject to save our daggone life.
No.
In the flow, indeed.
Well, since it started like with like Field State 2, like 2000, like and then Void, I don't
So
know.
it's
What did that happen?
choice.
Yeah.
That's a real opportunity, right? No, think about that, you guys. I didn't think about this when I was analyzing that year. If two is choice, and choice is the greatest force of all, and you have access. Think about the people born year 3000 or 3000. Oh my goodness. Year 2000. I'm like, that's in the future. Good gracious. Okay, but year 2000, they have access to void compounded by 3. That's a trigger number 2. They move shit. Oh no. Why have I never looked at it like this before? Think about it. I can see all the nested numbers now. My crazy mind is like popping off right now. But think about it. They had the choice field right at the top. They aren't a moving field. They're not going to be, just by the very nature. I had a client like this last week. Her birthday in spiral time was 2 2 2 2000.
Oh shit.
Yeah. Yeah. And look, we're such nerds. We know what that means. Anyone listening to this is like, what the fuck that mean? Look, there was no delta. There was no delta, right? Two, the trajectory was always declining. It was stalled and then a decline. You know, Emiko needed a bathroom break. That's okay. But so they're in the choice field. They have all that compounded pure potential behind them. That's what those zeros represent, is pure potential to pull and touch what lives outside of the system. What's outside of the system, right? And so they're going to bring alien things in. Once it comes into the system and we name it, the system captures it and it just gets integrated. That's what new discovery is, isn't it?
Mm.
We discover,
Yeah.
and then it's in the system. Cataloged it, index it. We got it. It's no longer alien anymore. We don't know where the fuck it came from. We're this squiggly wiggly thing that glows in the dark and vibrates at whatever that came from. We don't know. It just appeared. We've been studying the jungle and deep water for how long, and things are still just appearing. And as I say that, they're reminding me about your womb being like a magic grab hat, top hat, right? And I'm gonna tell you something. What we decide we want and we seek to create, I see it, it pops up in reality. The question is where it pops up in reality. It might not pop up around you. And right now they're saying, how magnetized are you to your own creation? And right now they're making a point that that has to do with self-belief. Think about that. Think about that.
Mm-hmm.
Think about that. That has to do with self-belief.
I see that.
So we're manifesting all the time. The question is how close it is, right? If you have a lot of self-belief that bad things are going to happen to you, you've magnetized yourself to those things that you manifest. They're going to end up. Of course they are, right? And if you don't believe that good things are going to happen, but you're trying to manifest good things, they're going to show up far away from you and harder to get to you. And then think about it. You're not orienting yourself to it. So that gradient in that field, Nikki, you're not standing there orienting yourself so that it can find you easier. You're reorienting yourself, chasing new things because nothing works out for you and everything is going to be difficult for you. So you're going to make sure that that's true. You make sure that that's true, right? So I see that. It's so interesting looking at it that way. Y'all, I'm gone. I'm gone, y'all.
What's even crazier is I knew exactly what you were talking about.
No, I do think we have we've consciously joined our hive mind, so but it's like through the nets we share information. So it's like we share understanding. It's not a hive mind in a way of control. It's a hive mind in a way of like sharing of information and sharing of power, like a mycelium network.
Like a body,
Yeah,
like how like different parts of the body work together.
Exactly.
yeah.
Yeah.
I've noticed that sometimes I'll come up with something like an idea or something, and I'll want to do this thing, but I don't have enough time or energy or whatever. And then I'll be online and someone else did it. Someone else scooped it up. I'm like, no, my idea.
They usually say by the time you've thought about something, it's because there's someone else somewhere creating it.
It's in the collective field most of the time. It's in the field,
Yeah.
right? It might be close to you in the field, but if someone else walks close to it, they bump into it, they go through its field, they're like, oh, I have an idea.
That's why
Whoa,
they
I
were
want to
saying
do
like
this
how
thing.
Michael Jackson like had to like make his songs quick before Prince got it or something like that.
Well, I've also noticed that there's a similarity in how these people look and who they are and me. So I almost think the motion or the whatever it is that seeks to be completed goes to the next best person. It'll be a similar person. So
Like based
they'll
on
look like
resonance.
almost exactly like me. Yeah, they
Yep.
like there's like a signature there. I almost think they like finds the next best.
Well, like if you don't receive it, You interact with it, you're aware of it, but you don't receive it. It's going to take the path of least resistance. You're not receiving it is an act is you actively blocking it, right? Because it's there. It's in your field, right?
Mhm.
It's there. That's why you're aware of it. Are you receiving it, or are you like, oh, that's brilliant, but I can never do it? So you look at it and you're like, you're shutting the door in it, right? What?
Or am I
Of course,
like,
it's gonna leave.
yeah,
Of course, it's gonna leave. Yeah,
I gotta stop doing that.
yeah, you do. I don't know. Like, I think I'm so wise, and I'm fucking up on a daily. I'm fucking up. This morning I've been crying and cussing and yelling for hours. I'm supposed to be so daggone enlightened, and then I remember I'm just a gleb. I'm just a gleb. For our listeners, that is a golden ethereal light being. We've chosen. I don't think choosing is a word, but okay. We've chosen not to be human, and we believe that we can choose in that, and so we have chosen that. But look,
We
we're
have
fine to
chosen
mix.
that.
We're fine to mix with the humans, you
Yeah.
know.
I mingle. I never thought, I almost think we're like demigods or something like that. I always forget about demigods. I'm like,
Oh yeah,
there are human mixed god creatures. Like,
like Percy Jackson.
yeah, Percy Jackson. I connected to Percy Jackson so hard. I was like, that's my guy.
Oh, I think we are quite powerful.
Oh
Mhm.
no,
Yeah.
you know what's crazy is when we did one of the visualizations, I was anointed as one of the gods. And then you did the core creature report and it said Zeus was like my core creature, my main core creature. Do you know my dog's name's Athena?
Aw. Aw.
When I read that, I was like, wow.
No, I mean, look, I feel like I'm learning so much more about myself too. Like Anahita and this Iran Panama connection that's so obscure and random and weird, and yet it's landing so perfectly in my field. So it's like I feel it. There's something that we're really being called to remember, but it just feels like breaking through so many layers. What they're showing me right now. It's like we're wiggling out through soil, trying to get through all these layers of something to get out to the light. I don't know.
I just remembered that we buried ourselves like one of I don't know recently when we were doing energy work.
We've done that so many times.
Yeah.
Sigh.
What if we're the worms?
We have been talking about wormholes.
Oh.
And Ari had that dream about you getting a worm.
Me?
Yeah,
I
like
got a
she said.
worm?
No,
What,
yeah, she
slimy
got like
slime?
you got a worm. It was called like slimy slime.
Yeah.
What?
Airy? Yeah.
Oh, I didn't have a worm. Ari had a dream I had a worm. You
Yeah.
confused.
Yeah,
I'm
that's what
like,
I'm
am I?
saying.
It's
Oh.
dementia. It's early onset dementia. I don't remember that conversation at all. Oh, what is happening? And y'all were so sure it was that. I'm like, what happened?
Yeah, I think I got a little bit of that too. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
So, okay,
Early
because
bird gets the
worms have been
worm.
in our field so much. And then
Hey,
the clay.
worms eat dead people too. Ooh.
Okay, wait a second, because you know what's been coming up this whole time? How mushrooms help decay dead bodies too. And now you
Soil.
say, well, and I don't know why I didn't say it, because something was like,
Oh,
say it, but like it didn't fit with what we were
um,
talking about.
phosphorus and the natural it's all in the sea, it's everywhere, the phosphorus. And I thought it was interesting in 1920s TVs were actually created with phosphorus screens, phone ash. And I thought that was funny. And I was like,
Yo,
oh,
that's
the
such a
connection. And it's hitting with lasers, it's hitting the screen with lasers. We're constantly getting hit with lasers and satellites in the air and the sky, and it's hitting the phosphorus. There's more and more bombs that happen, bone ash, phosphorus. I'm like, is
and
the water
bones match
breathing
what? Spirit.
Fossil fuels.
soul?
Well, fossil fuels, sure, but and look at what that is, right? Look at what that is.
The bones.
But if bones, and we got catacombs. Uh-oh. We can't start talking about bones because this is not the right. This is the end part of this episode, and y'all want to start talking about bones.
Well, it just made me think of skeleton key
Oh, skeleton key.
and what that
and
term is used for.
ivory is in my head right now. Is ivory bone?
It's from the tusks of the elephants.
I
Yeah.
think that's bone, right? How
Mhm.
prized it is. See,
Mhm.
why do they value bone? And it holds so much damn power, you guys. I'm telling you, I would rather not live in a world where we keep other people's bones in museums.
Mm-hmm.
Yo.
Like, I was so disgusted when I found out that there are crystals that are specially formed from people who were buried a long time ago in metal caskets. These and they talk about the power. That's their decaying flesh, you fucking weirdo. And not weirdo in a good way. Weirdo in a like, you're enjoying the power of someone's decomposed body. And you don't respect that you had no right to it. That's the part. You want to talk about whether or not it's nasty or whatever. That's none of my business. I'm not judgmental in that way. My issue is you don't have a right. No one has a right to make money off of someone else's body in that way. Off of their very flesh. That's weird to me. That's the part that I find to be so disrespectful. And so we can end on this note. We have no respect for death in this country in any meaningful way. We don't understand it any better. We didn't code break a damn thing. We did not, but we was in the flow. And that was the point. All right. Maybe I shouldn't be so daggone lifted next time we do this. Or maybe I should be more lifted. The world may never know. We'll see. I don't know, y'all. We're no closer on death. Next week, we investigate death further.
All right.